Let's talk ice fishing gear. Let's start with rods. Whenever I go fishing, I always like to bring two rods because you never know what fish are going to be biting, right? So you have two rods with two different setups. This one, usually, I'll have a bigger jig, maybe a different color set up on this rod on my secondary, and on this rod I'll have usually pink jig wherever I go, depending what that bite usually likes. So this rod, I got this rod off Temu actually, if you can believe that. I'll put up some pictures here, or video of it. This rod comes with two tips actually. It's a two-piece ice fishing rod. Take it apart. Right now, since I've been fishing lots of trout, I have the lighter setting on it. However, it comes with another tip that's a lot heavier. Say I want to fish for walleye or something a bit heavier, I put this tip on. The reel I use is just a Fluger. I believe it's 1,000. I'll put up some more pictures and information on this reel. It's perfect for ice fishing, trout, walleye. Anything a bit bigger might be a little too small for, as it is a pretty small spool. Line. I've got 6 pound Stren on this, I believe. And it's probably the max you want to use for trout, like I've been doing, just so they don't see it. That's it for this rod. This is my number one. It's probably my favorite. It's off Temu, which is crazy if you guys can believe that. But yeah. Secondary rod. This rod's a lot stiffer. It's an HT Lady Ice Series 25-inch medium weight. A lot heavier. I actually found this rod. In the last videos where I've been fishing, I was parking one time actually, and I backed up over it and I didn't realize until I got out and seen it in the snow, but it's been great. Caught a few fish with it. The reel, well, this reel is also off Temu, same order as that other rod. I'll put up more pictures of it. Super sweet looking reel. Cork handle. The only thing about it, it is off Temu, so the drag is not great, but other than that, man, you can't go wrong. To go with that, let's talk hooks. Lately, I've been fishing for lots of trout, so I like to use lots of small jigs, throw some worms on, maybe some gulp minnows. But I always take an assortment of different kind of hooks. As y'all seen there, I got all kinds of different colors, sizes. You never know what the fish are gonna be wanting to eat that day, so always bring an assortment of different kinds of hooks. Some spoons, jigging spoons, jigs, anything. Of course, you need your license, without a doubt. That also goes with that is bait. Worms you can never go wrong with when you're fishing for trout like I have been recently. Also gulp minnows. I've seen lots of YouTubers using this stuff. I've tried it. It's been great. You can get all kinds of different colors. Sometimes I'll also tip this with a worm, and that you can't go wrong with that either. So now let's talk clothes. Start from base layer out. I always want to wear a base layer. Whenever on the ice, good way to ruin a good fishing day is when you're cold. So always I got merino wool base layers here, pants, and the shirt. Merino wool keeps you super warm, it's light, it's not itchy like normal wool, so great way to go. After we put our base layers on, we gotta put some kind of another layer. So I always like thick jogging pants, kind of like these will do great, and a hoodie, a warm hoodie. Keep you nice and warm, got a hood, keep your neck warm, anything like that. Once we have our base layer and our sweatpants on, we need a shell layer. So I like these are just kind of some snow pants, insulated. As you can see, these will keep me warm. I got deep pockets. I keep all kinds of gear in it, all kinds of knives, anything we need. With that, make sure that these are nice and waterproof, as when you're ice fishing, you're gonna get wet. You're gonna kneel. You're around snow and water. You don't want to get cold. You don't want your insulating layers to get wet. So make sure these are waterproof and insulated. Now for above the waist, we have our insulating layer. We have our sweatpants. Now we need a good warm jacket. This one is just a Carhartt heavyweight, loose fit jacket. It's the heaviest one you can get. Keeps me super warm. It's heavy. It's It's canvas, so it's kind of waterproof, and it keeps me nice and warm. That's what you need. Now that we have the core of our body covered, we gotta make sure that we keep our hands and our toes nice and warm. For hands, make sure we got a good pair of warm gloves. Make sure you have at least 2 pairs because they're gonna get wet, they're gonna get fishy. So make sure you have 2 pairs. With that, our toes. We gotta keep our toes warm. That's the biggest thing. That's the first thing that'll get cold as you're standing on the ice. The cold air comes up through. So you need good, thick, warm socks. Again, merino wool is one of the best things you can get. So make sure you keep your feet warm. Like I said with our socks, the cold air from the ice is gonna come up through our feet and freeze those right away. So make sure you have a good pair of boots that have a thick sole and to have really good insulation to keep our feet nice and warm and ensure that we are not cold and have a great time. Now let's talk gear. As we are ice fishing, we need a good way to get through the ice. Well, as many of you know, augers are the way to go. They're the easiest, most efficient, quickest way. This is just a hand auger. Takes a bit of muscle, but it's pretty easy. You can get electric ones, you can get gas ones, you can get all kinds. However, if you don't have an auger, you might be wondering, well, how am I going to go ice fishing if I don't have an auger? Well, many people have an axe. This is all you need. I'll link some videos of me earlier in the season. All I used was an axe because I didn't have an auger. This is all you need. It may take a bit longer, it might be a little bit more work, but if you really want to go ice fishing, this is all you need. Once we're through the ice, we have snow all around us. The auger is going to create slush, the axe is going to create slush. We need a way to clean our holes so we can see down and sight fish like some videos I'll link right now.
On camera, there he is. Just gonna hold it. Oh, there's a bunch. Nice one.
Yeah, those are pretty sweet. I wouldn't be able to do those unless I had a scoop like this to clear the snow out so we can see down. Also, that slush is dangerous to the fish as it can get in the gills and injure them. We don't want that. So make sure to clean your hole with a scoop. If you don't have a scoop, no worries. You can use a lid of a container you have, you can use your hand, you can use a lot of things. But this is the most efficient one, it's what I use. As you guys seen in my most recent video, there's a lot of snow on the ice sometimes and you gotta get down to the ice or else your auger's gonna slip and slide. So always bring a shovel. Mine's Spider-Man, pretty sweet. Use what you have. Fishing doesn't need to be expensive, it doesn't need to be hard. Just use what you have. Now I really enjoy sight fishing. So to do that, we need a dark space so we can see through the ice. And this is why we got a one-man shelter. These are truly not needed. As you've seen in some of my first videos, I never use one. You don't need one. And like my most recent video, sometimes you still can't see with it if it's a dark day, if there's lots of snow on the ice. Because you need light to go through the ice to be able to light up under the ice, right? For me, this one works great as just a one-man shack. And as you can see, this one comes with the chair already in it. So I don't need to carry that on the ice and have that as another hassle. Now you might be saying, that's a lot of gear. How am I gonna get that out there? Well, this is how. This is just a sleigh that I found. Again, fishing doesn't need to be expensive, it doesn't need to be hard. Use whatever you have around. This is just probably sitting under someone's deck for years, but now I can use it to take my fishing gear out and go fishing. Now let's talk some tools. I'm gonna start with some pliers. It's always essential to have a good pair of pliers when you're fishing and want to take care of the fish. As sometimes hooks can get stuck and you can't get them with your fingers, you need a set of pliers so you don't hurt the fish trying to get your hook out of its mouth with your hands. They range from big to small. These are nice and small and good for trout like I've been fishing for recently. Now if we are keeping fish, we need a way to clean them. And that's where knives come in. It's always make sure you got a couple knives, you never know what you might need it for. Cleaning fish is just one reason you might need a knife, but there could be countless. They're a great tool and essential to have. Lighters and matches. Make sure you always have a lighter or a match in your fishing kit no matter what. You never know when things can go sideways and you need a fire to either warm up, cook food, boil water, you never know. So make sure you either have a lighter or a set of matches in your fishing bag at all times. Other than that, guys, you don't need much to go fishing. Like I said, it doesn't need to be hard, it doesn't need to be expensive. Just use what you have. If you have an old rod that your grandpa gave you, that's perfectly fine. If you just have a stick, even a water bottle, that's all you need to just wrap some line around. Like I said, you don't need a shack, you don't need an auger. If you have an axe, you can get through the ice, and you don't need a shack. But make sure you have warm clothes and you have a good time. Thanks for watching, guys. I upload every Wednesday. Make sure to keep tuning in, like, subscribe. See you in the next one.